There's right now this question popped up. Amruta is asking. I had a question about the process of arranging the unplugged version with the guitar for Bhare Naina. What is your approach
Yes.
to what types of chords you use and how those chords would enhance your vocals, etc.?
Yeah. See, again, you have a melody, right? Now that melody flows in a particular manner. When you, how do I explain this? I mean, if when I'm hearing the melody, I'm hearing the chords behind already in my head. Okay. Um. So, how do I put it? Like for instance, in Bhare Naina, the original song had a certain set of arrangements which work for the film in that particular scene and all of that. But I was looking at it as a song
Hmm.
outside of um, outside of the canvas of the feature film. For me, it's a song, a separate entity, right? And when I look at it as a song, then um, like I don't know, when I'm singing the melody, the I'm hearing the chords and I'm just playing it, and then like I worked out, okay, fine, is this sounding better, is this sounding better, oh, why I can use like an A7 here, or D major seventh here, or something like that, some, because there is a certain kind of chord sounds I like to
Hmm.
hear fundamentally, so generally, like in any song that I produce myself, I do bear in mind the voicings that I use, and when I play chords on the keyboards, or piano, um, and then I do like to give it a color, almost every chord some kind of a color,
Hmm.
and not just keep it like a typical triad, like C, F, G, or
Hmm.
whatever. It doesn't matter whatever chords you use. A typical triad root voicing. It's a mm, to me sonically it sounds very boring.
Hmm.
I like, because it's my thing. I love listening to colors in the sound. I tend to use a lot of extended chords and then inversions, and
Hmm.
because to me that sounds better. So you have chord extensions, and sometimes, mm, sometimes it could be within the diatonic itself. Sometimes it could be outside also. It depends. It depends again on the context. But even if I use a simple major or a minor chord, it would always be an extended chord. It would never be
Hmm.
a fundamental triad, just three note chord played as is. It would
Hmm.
never. There would be a ninth, or there could be a sixth. There could be something else.
Hmm.
Added always. There is a little color, because that is fundamentally my taste for chords. Whenever I hear melody, my tendency, what I automatically hear in my head is with the color
Hmm.
when I'm hearing a melody. Dun, da, 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 da. There, I was playing, I think, a sus2 there. Da, 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 da. So I was playing dominant seventh chord there. Da, 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 da. Then uh, no, I was starting on E, right? Yeah. Da, 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 da. And there was an A sus2. It was not an E major major. It was an E dominant seventh. So, or I'll give it some movement from E major to E dominant seventh. That kind of a thing. So I will play what I like to hear, and I like to
Hmm.
hear colors, and that's how I work around my music. And this, it's that was the same thing I did with the Bhare Naina also, where I treated it
Ah.
as a song, a separate entity, and the way I heard the melody, uh, I decided to play chords that way. I
Hi,
Hi,
Amruta.
can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hi Nandini ji, it's such a privilege to be here. I'm like your biggest fan.
Hi. What's
It's
your
just
name?
Amruta. I'm Amruta.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 16. Uh,
Wow.
yeah,
She,
I
she looks
sing
like an
here
8 year old.
locally.
She looks
Yeah.
like an 8 year old. Okay.
So yeah, I just sing here in like locally in the Bay Area. Not too much,
Oh,
but
okay.
I really love your songs and just your style. I personally resonate with your style, and yeah.
Thanks.
So when you have artists that resonate with your style, there's nothing more that touches your heart. So just an honor to be here, in front of you. I never thought this day would come. So
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jada. I'm so happy uh, to see very young people taking into uh, music that is a little more mature. I mean, like
yeah.
it's again like there are different kinds of music, and the kind of music young people listen to, sometimes it scares me. Say like, I don't know what's the world coming to. It feels like that, but then when you see something like this, you have I do see a lot of young people who love classical music, classical based stuff. Good taste for good mature music, so it's I feel okay, great. The world is all is well in the world. Yeah.
Amruta, what is
So
your favorite?
sure. Just a little, thing before. Actually, I was, asked to sing a song in front of you, and
Sure.
I was like, I want to sing Bhare Naina.
Oh,
Um,
okay. All
so
right.
I remember I listened to your rendition on YouTube some a while back, like I think 2 to 3 years back,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw I asked the question, the chords you used, and personally I love using sus2, sus4, add 9, 7. I just love those kind of chords, and I completely like agree with what you're saying. Whenever I sing it with like normal chords, it just sounds very. It sounds there's like one level to it, but layers. It sounds more
Right.
colorful. Like this,
Yes.
it's just colors, right? So,
Right.
um, I think that's just I don't know, but
That was
so I
exactly what I was saying. It's about colors. If you have a taste for it, and that's what you like, automatically your imagination also, like when record something keeps playing inside your head, right? Like there's the
right.
sounds, and there's sometimes voices or in your head, like you just hear them inside. That's what you will hear, because that's what you want, you love. Your imagination will play that to you. So then automatically when you hear that in your head, you execute what you hear in your head, and that's how you create your music.
Right, right. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna this is my humble attempt at your song, which is
Lovely.
just
No, no, no. You're most welcome, and definitely, I don't mind at all. I mean, I'm so happy. I'll get to hear somebody sing the song.
so yeah. Just please excuse my mistakes. I'm just
Oh no,
singing
it's
from
okay.
like the original singer, so it's a little yeah. क्यों न बोले मुझसे मोहन क्यों है रूठे रूठे मोहन कैसे मरूं, हाय कैसे क्यों न बोले मुझसे मोहन क्यों है रूठे रूठे दिन कटे न रहना दिन आए न एक पल चलो बिन जिया तो कैसे मैं जिया है बहे नैना भरे मोरे नैना तेरे मोरे नैना मोहे नैना सुन नहीं कहना भरे मोरे नैना बहे नैना भरे मोरे नैना झरे मोरे नैना मोहे नैना सुन नहीं कहना भरे मोरे नैना न बोले मुझसे मोहन क्यों है रूठे रूठे मोहनियों कैसे मनाऊं है कैसे
Lovely.
thank you so much.
Sorry. Lovely, lovely, Vita, lovely.
Very well
Very
sung.
nice. Very,
Yeah,
very,
I
very sweet
I
of
really
you.
got inspired by the one at I think Music Club.
Yes, music love.
Yeah, so that was just a little humble attempt. Um,
No, very good. And in fact, like, uh, what you could definitely mm, uh, when you're listening to chords, are you listening to the? You can do a little more ear training, and I think I put out the chord chart somewhere. I have to check for it.
yeah, Sattu uncle he sent it to me.
He sent it to you. Excellent.
Yeah, so there's like the notation. I don't know if that was your own handwriting, right?
It would be
Uh,
because I
yeah,
wrote it myself. Yeah.
yeah. I
So
don't know if it's on the internet, but it's definitely.
because I did put it out on Twitter or something. I forgot. It was a long time.
Oh.
But it's there. But yeah, I mean, like, it's movements. Like, it's obvious to me that you love a certain kind of a sound,
Mm.
and you just keep playing and keep listening to a lot of stuff which have all these colors automatically, like, you will hear things in a certain way, and then you just keep developing your skill, and level 1, level 2, level 3, just keep doing, and then one day you'll be doing a great job.
Thank you so
I
much.
just
You
had
keep
one more.
encouraging her, and I'm certain it's a huge honor and I don't know, moment of joy for Amruta to
Yeah.
be appreciated by Nandini.
uh, yeah, I just when I'm jogging or when I just listen to Harjaya from Queen. It's just my
Ah,
go-to
ah.
song, for sadness. So,
You're only 16, you're not allowed to be sad. Not
uh,
allowed.
but it just
What will
gives
we
that.
do? Oh,
Um, so I just it's just one of my favorite songs, and I can't explain how like happy I am. Like it's unreal to be here. So.
no, I'm so happy to hear this, and in fact, it's I don't know. I feel very good when I see young people, and there's so much more information available. Internet, and classes and stuff like that, which never used to be there when we were kids. We had to kind of figure out pretty much everything on our own and make the most of it. I'm telling you, because this journey of yours, in the beginning itself, like at this stage, you get to learn so much, and there's so much which is there available for you to learn, and it's a great time um, to set your fundamentals, and keep them very strong. Then after that, you keep developing on your own, and one day you'll develop your own style, your own way of doing things. Those things will fall into place. You get your fundamentals like really very strong. It's a beautiful place to start.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask a question, if you don't mind,
Oh,
about
sure, sure.
your, how involved you are in, not involved, but how invested you are in, like, what's your favorite genre? So is it rock, or would you say that I can't pick but I love fusion. Or what's your like input on that? Like, I've always wanted to know your favorite genre.
I actually don't believe in genres.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
just something that we use to kind of
yeah,
put things systematically in boxes and say, okay, when I want to say,
Mhm.
oh, I want hip hop kind of music on this, or I want to listen to some hip hop. So it's just a way for you to say that's the kind of, you've given a name to a certain kind of music that fall into a certain box, and say, okay, that's what I want to listen to. But actually, there's just two categories: good music and bad music,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so you could have, in hip hop, you could have some good stuff and some terrible stuff, and you can have some good and terrible stuff in classical as well.
Right.
Just because something is classical doesn't mean everything is
Mm, very
like
true.
great. It isn't. Some stuff is like really brilliant. Some musicians are really brilliant, and there's some stuff which is not so great. So it's
Yeah.
uh, music at the end of the day, whichever genre of music that you do, it's those 12 notes that you're using and playing around with and presenting them in different ways, right? So
Yeah.
it's just the overall feel of it that gives you the feeling, oh, this is classical space, and that's which just makes it easier for us to kind of communicate with each other. But I don't have any. I have preferences, but I cannot say that I'm 100% invested in one particular kind of genre. Like for me, classical music, Carnatic classical music, it's something I have grown up in that environment. There's Hindustani,
Mm,
there's jazz. I Now, what is it that makes me love, and I'm saying not the avant-garde, not the modern jazz. I love the old jazz,
old jazz,
the
20s sort of
the
jazz. Yeah, yeah.
soul, the soul R&B, jazz. The ones where it started. So
Yes,
you
yes.
you you listen to, uh, there's so much what I love is musicality. It's the same sense of happiness I hear when I hear something very beautiful in jazz, uh, as I would feel when I'm listening to, say, Ramana Balachandran playing uh, veena, a particular rag.
Right.
If uh, um, he's again a very young lad, very very young boy. You should listen to this boy playing veena, phrase after phrase after phrase. He's so incredible. I was stunned when I first heard him. I couldn't believe it, that after a long time I'm listening to somebody who is pure genius of a musician, because what is coming from within him is so soulful, and it's brilliant. You just mesmerized, you know.
Right.
It's like that. So it's, what is it that gives you a lot of happiness? I mean, now it's in the same way I can also say, I mean, do I sit and listen to hip hop music? No, no, I wouldn't. I don't have a preference for that. But if you play me uh, some track, or a hip hop track which is actually done very beautifully and very well, I'll say, oh, that's lovely. So
Right.
I don't have anything against the genre, or anything. Um, but I do have my preferences, purely because of what I'm used to listening to from childhood, the ones that I'm exposed to. But other than that, it's music is just music. Good music, beautiful music, is music that moves you, that touches you, that makes you feel some things, and
Yeah.
I, that's what it's supposed to do. And if it does that, it's done its job.
Agreed. Agreed. It was such a pleasure, talking to you. And you're such a great human being, as well as a great singer, great composer, musician, producer.
Thank
So
you.
I'm just,
Thank
yeah.
you, Amrita.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amruta.